What's going on, everybody? What's going on to all the Miami Dolphins fans over there in Fin Nation? I am joined by Cholo at Twitter handle at the Twitter handle at Cholo305. I'm at Dan James on your Twitter. We are here to talk about the Miami Dolphins. They had
as much as we can,
as
right?
much as we can, as from what we know, because it's all the practices and everything are closed to the public. They did start their training camp obviously already, but they've been in their second day or something like that in
In full
pads,
pads.
in full
Yeah, as of
pads with the
today.
contact and everything. So that's exciting. That's what's been all over the Dolphins Twitter feeds and all the different Dolphins fans that I happen to follow on Twitter. They show up highlight after highlight of different throws and whatnot. Um, so second day of pads in pads, obviously the cameras and the Fins Nation, all the eyes are on Tua Tagovailoa, the quarterback we drafted out of Alabama to be the next heir QB legend here in Miami. That's it's a lot of pressure, but that's what every Dolphins fan is hoping for.
Yeah, that's
I
what we
know
need. That's what we need. The
I know
franchise.
I know you follow the Dolphins a heck of a lot closer than I do. I'm a casual fan. I like the Dolphins. I'll cheer for them. I follow them, casually. But I know you happen to know everybody's jersey numbers and mama's names and granddaddy's names and the kids' names, and their blood types. You know everything about these
Yeah,
players.
yeah,
You're an 8-year season ticket holder, so I'm gonna go to you as the authority here on the Dolphins when we talk here. But just day 2 of the camp, Cameron Wolf from ESPN just wrote the following. I'll go ahead and read it here. It goes, the defense won the day. Bobby McCain, INT off of Fitzpatrick. Kyle Van Noy made play popping the ball up. Devontae Parker mossed Byron Jones on a deep pass from Fitz. Interesting.
yeah.
Jones forced it incomplete on the next try. Noah, the rookie, I'm not going to try pronouncing his last name, keeps flashing and active and 2 pass breakups. So it seems like a lot of good there on the defense end of the ball. Of course, all the eyes are on Tua. So where have your eyes been, Cholo? What is your take so far?
Well, unfortunately, we're not there. So, like all these stories, yeah, he could have mossed Byron Jones on a one-on-one. Maybe it was a one-on-one drill. Maybe it was a 7-on-7 drill. Maybe it was 11-on-11 end of the practice team scrimmage. Who knows? But it's exciting. It's exciting to hear that Devontae Parker still has it. We don't want him to be a one-year wonder. We want him to keep putting up numbers and help whoever our quarterback is starting week 1 to be productive, because we do need that production from the outside. What I'm hearing from Twitter and from all the beat writers is that Josh Rosen is kind of stealing the show out there. He's making throws that he didn't even think about making last season. He threw Jakeem Grant a bomb. He's out there producing. Tua, from what I'm reading, is extremely accurate as he's advertised, but hasn't excelled. He hasn't stolen the show yet. It sounds like he's more consistent. We're not hearing any bad stuff, but we're not hearing any good stuff yet either. So it's still a rookie. Obviously, there was no mini camps. There was no quarterback school. There was nothing during the summer, given with the COVID. So this is the time to learn, and hopefully he can excel. But don't forget, Josh Rosen and Fitzpatrick have been in this, have been with the team and have been with the players for now over a year. So they do have that chemistry, even though everybody is going into this new system. And Fitzpatrick's been in this system before under Chan Gailey with the Bills and the Jets. So definitely exciting news that we're hearing. Like you said, Bobby McCain got a pick today at practice during which was his birthday. You're seeing all the videos of Jerome Baker dancing, and you see the excitement. You see that these guys are young, they're hungry, and exciting, man. I have a lot of faith that we're out here to shock the world. We're gonna win. Vegas has us at only 6 wins this season. I definitely think we're gonna surpass those 6 wins. given the no crowd and the limited practicing. I definitely see the Dolphins getting way more than 6 wins this year, especially our defense. If our offense can go out there and make some noise, I think our defense, given what we saw Brian Flores do with a team of nobodies, uh, yes, we lost Van Spiegel today, but I mean, in the offseason, we brought in Agba, we brought in Shaq Lawson, Raekwon Davis out of Alabama, who was projected to be a first-round pick before the season, ended up falling to us in the third round. He's opening up eyes. They're throwing offensive linemen around during one-on-ones. Austin Jackson is impressing during one-on-ones. The name, and I know I mentioned him in our post draft, was Kingsley, the kid from Georgia. He played left guard right next to Andrew Thomas. He was coming off a knee injury, so his senior year wasn't as good as his junior year. But if he's healthy, he's out there playing and he's making some noise. He's obviously a big boy, 6'6", 340. You can't miss him. But if he's agile and he's moving around and has his strong hands, Eric Flowers was on the COVID list, so he was quarantined, I believe, a whole week. So I'm hearing he's struggling with his conditioning. This is opening a door for Kingsley. We're talking about the Dolphins in the NFL might have to start 3 rookies. And we'll see what happens. But Hunt, our second-round pick, might be our starting right tackle. We're talking about Kingsley taking one of the guard spots. And I think Austin Jackson's going to lock up that left tackle spot.
Yeah, I mean, you want to talk about 3 rookies possibly starting the offensive line. New England still has a formidable defensive line. Buffalo has a good defensive line. Jacksonville has a good defensive line. Seattle, San Fran, Denver. Those are just for those are your first 6 games. Then you have the Rams and the Chargers. Those are some formidable defensive lines that offensive line. So that offensive line has to grow up very quickly if that is the case. You definitely want to have your 5 best. Your 5 veterans, your 5 best in there. That's why I'm a big proponent. I'm very pro having Fitzpatrick start the season, even if Tua's going to go in there. If anyone's going to get hurt, let it be Fitzpatrick. If someone's going to get hurt throwing the ball, don't let it be Tua, because one thing that Tua has not been tested yet on. Obviously, he's a rookie. He hasn't been tested against an NFL defense yet. But he actually, when was the last time he's been hit by a 250-pound plus guy running full speed, putting all his weight and might into him? He hasn't. He hasn't yet.
Yeah, when he broke his hip.
when he hurt his hip, that hip. How fragile is that hip right now? The doctors may think everything is fine, and he very well be 100%. But we all know it only takes that one play, that one hit. So, I know all of Dolphins Nation, all of Fins Nation is going to be holding their breath the very first time he goes down for a sack or he goes down, period. Everybody's going to be holding their breath the first hit, because
I'm of the opinion scare money don't make money. True. And we gotta if Tua is the guy, put him in there. If he shows that he's got the offense down and he's your best chance to win, no more of this tanking. We're going out, and obviously Brian Flores has showed that he is he's not tanking for anybody. We shouldn't have won five games last year with the team that we were putting out there. That was all coaching, motivation, and the will to play for a man who's showing you that he wants to win.
I mean, just the teams that I mentioned, just on those defensive line, I'm really looking at the schedule right now, and my goodness, those defensive lines are just, a lot of them are just nasty. You got Jacksonville. I mean,
Jacksonville.
That defensive line.
I can't pronounce 91's name, but he's holding out. He wants a contract. He changed agents. I don't think he's gonna play.
I'm assuming everybody's at full.
He might really sit
right?
out.
Yeah, I'm assuming everybody's at full strength. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Seattle,
no, they have Josh. Jacksonville's defense has taken a huge hit in the last years. I don't think Jacksonville is the same Jacksonville defense.
Maybe, maybe, but they still can have a decent defense there. Seattle's going to have a front. San Fran, we know what they can do. Denver, damn. you got Chubb.
Denver, you're talking about. But that's every week. Saying. I mean, again, we're in the league now. We're talking about the top 1%. So every team can win. Like we said, like the Dolphins went out there and ended up winning 5 games. But I honestly think, don't forget, Austin Jackson is a first-round talent. Robert Hunt is a second-round talent and highly touted in college football's eyes. Kingsley was playing in the SEC right next to on an All-American line, taking care of an All-American quarterback for Jake Fromm. I mean, these are not Ted Karras, who's the center. He was playing with the New England Patriots. Eric Flowers, who came from the University of Miami, also a first-round pick, ended up rejuvenating his career with Jacksonville and the Redskins, and now he's playing back home here in Miami. I'm very excited to see this offensive line. They just need to gel. They need to play together. They need to stop getting COVID positive and stop getting quarantined and actually come out there and play. Because I heard Ted Karras on the interview today, offensive line is all about repetitions, and playing together. The greatest thing that you can have is the 5 offensive line staying healthy and playing throughout the season together. Because it's all about calls. If the left tackle doesn't do his job, the left guard gets screwed, the center gets screwed, the right guard, it just goes. Everybody has to be on the same page. So if you have the 5 best players out there, I don't care if it's a undrafted rookie or if it's a 10-year veteran, as long as it's the 5 best players out there to win,
Agreed.
I'm good to go.
But here's a little bit more in depth of that, because this got me really interested, because I never really looked at the schedule this deep here, and when we were talking here. And 4 weeks in a row, these 4 weeks in a row, you got Bosa, then Von Miller, then Bosa again, and then you got Aaron Donald. Those 4 weeks in a row facing those lines with those players, that's going to really, really test. That's going to see where this offensive line really is. And listen, they're going to get after the quarterback. They're going to get their numbers to a certain degree. It's how much can you actually keep him at bay as best as possible?
Yeah, exactly. And, and these are a superstar. You're talking, those are superstar names. Those are superstar. Like Bosa is now the highest paid player in the league. Aaron Donald was the highest paid player in the league. In my opinion, Aaron Donald is the best player in the league. And Von Miller is an NFL Super Bowl MVP from the defense, from offensive outside linebacker, defensive end spot, and rushing the passer. But so these guys, they're gonna get their plays. That's just a given. But this is the league, man. The Buffalo Bills, we play them twice a year. Their strength is their defense. Their defense is legit. The Jets, I'm not a big supporter of the Jets, but I think that defensive coordinator Williams always gets those guys ready to go, and whatever team that he's with usually has a top 15 defense. And the New England Patriots, yes, they lost a whole bunch of players. They lost Van Noy, they lost Eric Rowe. They still have Gilmore, and it doesn't matter. Like they're a plug-and-play team. They're always going to have a strong defense. It's just a matter of if they can get Cam Newton into their offensive system, or if they're going to adjust to Cam Newton, which is what I would do, is adjust my offense to Cam Newton and let him succeed at what he does on the roll, running the ball, try not to get him hit as much, roll him out. I know they had like 9 players opt out, which were a lot, like Patrick Chung, I think, opted out. Dante Hightower opted out. All they're going to do is plug and play. It's a system defense. They're always going to be great. This is why I also have this confidence in our defense, because Brian Flores comes from that New England Patriots defense, defensive mind and scouting system, and it's next man up. Hey, you need to be ready to play this position. And it's not just one position. Like we were talking about pre-recording, we were talking about Byron Jones. Byron Jones in college came in as a safety, but he played corner and safety with the Dallas Cowboys. What do you think he's going to be doing with us? He's going to be doing everything. He's going to be over the top. He's going to be playing man-to-man. He's going to be in the slot. Xavier Howard is a top shutdown corner when he's healthy. He might start the year off on the PUP, miss the first 6 games, but we have him. Nick Needham, it was a huge surprise. That's what we got from last year. Vance Beagle, unfortunately, he got hurt, but he was a pleasant surprise last year. He could have made this team. He could have started on this team. Nick Needham, he was a great surprise last year. He was shutting guys down, and with that ugly number 40 jersey. and he was still like, and now he has a chance to compete and play on this defense. We have the rookie that we can't pronounce his last name, but the rookie who he's 6'2", running a 4.43 40. Like, you can put him at safety, you can put him at corner. We have guys that can play all over the place, and it's a no position. It's almost how basketball is now. There's no center, there's no point guard. Everybody, you got 6'10" Luka Doncic bringing the ball down. You can literally, like, you can bring that kind of element to football now. There's no position. These guys can play everywhere. Raekwon Davis can play the 0 technique all the way to the 5 technique on the offensive line. Christian Wilkins can do the same thing. Devon Godchaux can do the same thing. Jack Lawson can play outside linebacker, defensive end. I can go on and on, man. But I'm super excited about this.
You definitely, I mean, the strength of this Dolphins team this year is going to be the defense for sure. I mean, that's without a doubt. That's what's going to be the strength. It's a matter of, can that hold up over a 16-game season? Can it hold up? Can they stay together? Can they actually finish a season and, you know, be a legit contender? Can they actually surprise people? And those first 8 weeks is really going to, you know, show a lot of direction of that season, because those are some formidable teams, especially weeks, you know, you're talking about weeks 4 through 8 is no joke. Yeah. So the defense is really going to what's really going to help keep the Dolphins in a lot of the games. With you got Byron Jones, you got Xavier Howard. You can see what Brian Flores and the Dolphins are trying to do with this team. A lot of mixing some rookies, but also the young players on defense, but also get a lot of those savvy veterans like the Shaq Lawson and what was that other one that you mentioned earlier?
Agba. You know, we got the rookies, Curtis Weaver, Strawbridge.
So they're mixing in there, but you also got some savvy veterans that know what to do and know how to actually play the game. And you mix in the rookies, and then that's what you're going to build the foundation. And Flores is taking a lot of he's taking not only his own approach, but taking the Belichick approach in a lot of ways of mixing veterans with a rookie here or there, some young players here or there, because he can help disguise those young players with a lot of the veterans on the team.
That's Van Noy. Van Noy's huge for that defense.
Yeah, he is.
Van Noy is huge for that defense.
He's a Super Bowl winner.
Yeah.
So, you know, you have Super Bowl winners. You have plenty of experience on both sides of the ball. You just got to be able to tap into it. Devontae Parker, I know we're hoping to have him break out. Can he actually, you know, string together 2 seasons in a row here? Can he, you know, say, you know what, feed me the ball? Can he become that wide receiver 1? Yeah. You know, can they really make the Dolphins pay him, you know, to what he's worth or to what he believes he's worth or whatever, and maybe make the Dolphins look in a different direction next year when they were one of those first 2 round picks. Instead of picking a wide receiver, maybe they say, you know what, Ponte is our number 1. We're not going to spend our first wide receiver in the first round next year. You know, this is a lot of times a make it or break a year for Devontae. He could really show him what he can do, not only catching the ball, but leadership-wise on that offense.
I think last year was huge for Devontae Parker.
It was.
He finally lived up to the hype. He was healthy last year. And he did what he had to do in the offseason to make the team, to make an impact on this team. And I think he's done the same thing this year, because they're saying that he's coming in bigger and in better shape this year than he was last year. Now we're talking about Preston Williams, Preston Williams was going to be the rookie of the year. He was leading all receivers, rookie wide receivers in receiving and catching and touchdowns until he tore his ACL at the end of October. If he's healthy, they're saying he's already catching punts. They say he's already out there making plays with the first team offense. So I'm excited. You know, we're talking about twin towers. You're talking about big bodies. This is what it looks like Chris Greer wants. He's getting prototypical players at different positions. He's got 2 towers at receivers. I like this Gary Jennings came out of Western Michigan. He ran a 4.2 in his 40. I love what I'm hearing about Gary Jennings. He's my surprise pick coming out of the wide receiver. And now, especially with Albert Wilson and Allen Hurns opting out of the season because of COVID, this is a kid that I think is going to step up. Jakeem Grant, he's always putting up videos on his Instagram, on his Twitter, all day, working, saying that he's 200 pounds, but he's only like 165. He's doing his thing, man. He's putting up. And Gesicki took a big step last year. I think he's going to be a big fantasy surprise this year. Yeah, we picked up Shaheen, who's more of the prototypical tight end, who's going to block a little bit more than Gesicki's going to do, because Gesicki's going to line up in the slot. Gesicki's going to be out there, and what's going to benefit him is that he's now going up against Byron Jones every day, and he's getting elite coverage on him. So when he goes out there on Sundays and he faces these elite defenses that we're talking about, with the Bills, with the Chargers, with the San Francisco 49ers, Gesicki's going to have no fear in his eye. He's going to go out there and dominate. And I think Gesicki's going to have a big year. I know we're going to have a fantasy football podcast coming up soon, but we're definitely, Gesicki's one of those guys that's going to surprise. And don't forget what we did in the running. You know who our leading rusher was last year?
Wasn't the quarterback or something?
It was Ryan Fitzpatrick, our leading rusher last season. Can you believe that? But now we're talking about they put in the money
Jordan
for
Howard and Matt Breida. Yeah.
We got Matt Breida and Jordan Howard. We got that thunder and lightning. Who's the fastest player in the league on the field? Who put up with those pro stats that they have? Who clocked the fastest time on the field? Everyone would think it's Tyreek Hill. No, it was Matt Breida. Matt Breida burned the Browns on that Monday Night Football game, and he clocked in the highest miles per hour. He's saying he's driving Lamborghinis because he loves speed. This is what we need. We got that thunder and lightning. Jordan, we get into the red zone, give it to Jordan Howard. We put in the money for Ted Karras, for Eric Flowers, and 3 offensive line draft picks. Like, they put in the work for the players. Chris Greer's got the groceries. Now it's time for Brian Flores and the coaching staff to make the dinner.
Yeah, they go in the kitchen and start making the dinner, right?
Yeah, there we go, man.
All right, so that's gonna do it for our our camp preview here of the Dolphins. This version here. I mean, there's only so much we could talk about right now with the Dolphins. We could speculate all day. We could break it down even more, but that we're not going to sit here and talk for hours on end about that. Cholo and I will definitely be back to talk more Dolphins as we get closer to the season. As he mentioned, we are going to do a fantasy football podcast. We're going to do 20, 30 minutes, just talk about fantasy football, talk about various positions and whatnot.
Yeah, the chat.
Cholo won his league last year. Good for him. I think I did good last year in one of them, and I didn't do good in the other. I only play in 2. I used to play in 5, but I only play in 2 right now because, it's just too much. But, I've won before. I've won before. I've done horribly before. So we've all been there. We've all been up and down. So we're definitely going to talk about that next week. Next week, that will be out. We're going to record that next week. That will be out before.
Do it.
Yeah, because I actually had my first draft on August 29th, I think it is, whatever that Saturday is.
Mm-hmm.
Same here.
Yeah,
we're going to do it before then. So, all right, Cholo, I really appreciate it, man. We'll talk soon. We're going to record again. And everybody subscribe to the YouTube channel. This is the link down here for the YouTube channel. Go ahead and the Twitter handle for Cholo there. Here's my Twitter handle. Go ahead and follow because more content's going to be out. I appreciate all the love. Have a good night, everybody.
Go Fins.
Go Fins.